Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank B Choppin', and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. Alright guys, so what we're gonna be doing on this cut is we're doing a comb over. We are parting it, however we're not putting the hard part in. Mid fade on the sides, no edge up in the front, but we are doing the edge up on the vertical bar and the C cup. Let's go. Alright guys, so what I'm doing here is, as you can see, I'm saturating the top and I'm prepping it, getting ready to do some of my shear work. I'm combing it the way he wants it to comb. That way I can actually see how it's gonna look before we actually start cutting it, and basically see what the hair is doing, so I can know how much I need to take off to basically to make it look the way he wants it to look. Alright, so normally I start my sections, or I start my guidelines in the back. However, this time what I'm doing is I'm starting in the front. And as you can see, I'm coming up a section, I'm bringing up a little bit of hair each time, and I'm taking off about 1/4 of an inch or so. We're not taking too much length off the top. It may be about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, depending on, how your measurements may look. And once we set that guideline in, as you can see, I'm setting in my sections coming the opposite way, but I'm still coming back with it, and I'm using that initial guideline as my guide all the way to the back. And anything that's longer than that initial guide, I'm making sure I cut down and make it all even. And we're basically gonna be doing this all over the top of the head, and just to make sure it's all cut evenly. And you're gonna see me combing it a couple times, just seeing how it lays, at the length that we decide to leave it at. And as you can see now, it's pretty much done. I was just doing some just cross-checking, seeing how everything looked, making sure it was all even. And now what I'm doing here is I actually have my number 1.5 guard on my clipper. And what I'm doing is I'm coming right to that parietal ridge area. Well, basically right below it, right before the head starts to curve. And I'm coming with that 1.5 guard, and I'm setting in a guideline. And I'm doing this haircut a little different, guys. Normally I would do a 4 and I'd fade down, but I decided to do a 1.5 and do some clipper over comb on this video. I know I normally don't do clipper over comb. However, I decided to do on this video just to show y'all your boy can get down with clipper over comb when needed. Alright, so now that that is set in, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use my trimmers. This is the X Evo, and I'm coming. We're doing a mid fade. So this is where I like to do my mid fades right here. So I'm setting in that guideline all the way around the head with a slight drop in the back. Not too much, just a little bit, because I like to give myself enough room to work back there, and I don't want to go too high into that crown area. Now that that is done, I'm taking my Gamma shaver. This is the FX02, and I'm just coming right below that line with that shaver, using a slight flick out motion and relieving some pressure the closer I get to that line. And we're gonna do this all the way around the head, guys. I wanna make sure that everything on the sides is as low as we can possibly get it. That way this haircut lasts my client, longer, and it looks a little cleaner, and you see more gradients from this skin to that longer hair on top. Alright, so now that that is done, as you can see, I'm going in with my comb. I'm doing some clipper over comb work. I'm setting my comb flat on the head, and then I'm slightly angling it out, and everything that's longer than the comb, I'm basically cutting off. And I like to use a 1.5 below this, because most of the times, the 1.5 fades really good into the longer hair on top when using clipper over comb. And I do have my lever open, I believe. If you want to be a little more safer, you can put a number 1 guard on there, or you can put the 0 guard on there. I just switch. Sometimes I have it open, sometimes I have it closed. It just depends on how I feel, when I'm doing it. And then I like to do it this way. As you can see, I came horizontally at first, and now I'm coming vertical. You know, I went from left to right originally, and now I'm coming up, and I'm using a flick out motion. And the reason why I'm doing this is I feel that it gives it a softer look, and I feel that it fades it in a little better. And so now with this, once I'm done with this step, this lets me know that all I really have to do is fade into that 1.5 guard. And it can be easier, in theory it is easier, but sometimes for me it takes me longer to do it this way. That's why I like to just go through my guards, but you can do whatever works for you guys. Whatever's easier and just comes out better for you is what you should do. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm going in with my clipper all the way open, setting in my next guideline. And with this section right here, I'm coming up about 1/2 inch or so. I don't want to come up too high because I don't want to come up until where I took that 1.5 guard. And once this section is set in, y'all know how I do it, guys. I like to fade that section out. So what I'm gonna do is close my clipper halfway, come halfway into that section, and then I'm gonna close my lever notch by notch and come down slightly every time. So by the time my lever is all the way closed, I should be attacking that bottom line. And in theory, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, that bottom line should be completely faded out. But if it's not, it's no big deal. I can always come back in with my trimmer if needed. And if y'all are curious, these are the Stylecraft Mythics. I really been putting them to work. Y'all see your boy been working with them, man. I really like them. To me, at first I was kind of iffy about them because they were heavier. But, now that I'm pretty used to them, I like them. I just feel that they cut really good. And I'm thinking it has a lot to do with the combination of the motor and that fusion blade that they got on it. So my next step is I'm going with my number 1 guard. My lever is open, it basically makes this a 1.5, although it is slightly shorter than the 1.5 guard. So all I'm doing is I'm coming up another section, but I am using a flick out motion. That way I don't create any harsh lines. And as you can see, it's erasing this line slightly, but I'm gonna have to close my lever, and then most likely I'm gonna have to go down to that 0 guard to get that bottom line out. So as you can see there, I just closed my lever and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just tapping that line, coming up slightly. I'm trying not to come too high because, like I said, guys, I don't want to create another guideline. I don't want to bring this fade too high. So when you just barely tap it and you barely go into what you did, it's gonna set you up. It's gonna put you in a better position to not leave a line. And then sometimes with this, you gotta be, you gotta pay attention to detail, pay attention to how the hair looks, pay attention to where there's dark areas, and you may have to go over it a couple times. Most of the time when I'm doing it this way, I go over it a good amount, and as you can see, I'm just gonna be adjusting my lever just to make sure all this is faded nicely before I go to that 0 guard. So here is my 0 guard. And I'm starting off with my lever halfway open. You can start with it all the way open if you like, or closed, but I like to start with it halfway open, and I'm just really tapping that line. And as you can see, it's erasing that line a little more, not completely, so I know I'm gonna have to close my lever all the way to really get that line out. And as y'all can see, I think this fade is looking pretty blurry. It's coming together nice. I do got some detail work to do, but for the most part, I think it's looking pretty good. If y'all liking this video so far, please make sure to smash that like button. And leave a comment on what you think, what you think about me doing this technique opposed to the way I normally cut. So now I'm going in with that trimmer just to get rid of that bottom line. It's a faint line, but you can see it. You may not be able to really see it too much on camera, but in person, I feel that you can see it. So I had to go back in with my trimmer just to erase that line. And then what we're doing here is we're just lining up the vertical bar, and then we're gonna tack that C cup, give it a nice curve. Shout out to my boy Tito Beats, man. He's the one that be supplying your boy with all these beats. So y'all make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel, Tito Beats Productions. Let's go. Alright guys, so now I'm going back in. I'm not 100% sure what guard this is. It's anything probably from the 2. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said it that way, but it's either the 2 or the 1.5 guard. I really can't tell from this angle, but I'm assuming it's either the 2 or the 1.5 guard. Reason why I say that is because I'm just cleaning up this area and I didn't use anything bigger than a 1.5. But if I didn't want to create another line, I would use a number 2 guard and just use some corner blending just to clean it up, just to see how it would look. So now looking at what guard I have on there now, it just reassures me that it actually was the 1.5 guard. So now what I'm doing is I'm going in with that 1 guard, doing some detail work, guys. And y'all know how I do when it comes to detailing. I just put whatever guard I feel is necessary, adjust my clipper open and close, use corner blending, flick at certain lines. I just do what I got to do to make sure that blend comes together. And now that side is done, as y'all can see, I'm onto the opposite side of the head, and we are doing the same thing. We want to make sure we keep some of this bulk because he is parting the hair and he wants that to comb down. So we want to make sure we don't take off too much. I know a lot of times when people do comb overs, they go really short to that part, and that's perfectly fine. I know there's like a debate on that. People are like, oh, you shouldn't cut that short, you should leave it long. But I honestly think it's up to the client. If the client likes that part of the hair short, then hey, cut it short. If they like it longer, if they like to comb it, then leave it longer. Like I said, it's up to the client and what the client thinks. And if they leave it up to you, then you just make the best decision possible based on the client's head shape and what you think would make the client, feel better, or what you think would make the haircut look better. But anyways, guys, as you can see, I'm doing the same thing on this side. I started off with some clipper over comb, debulked it, and now I'm setting in my next guideline, faded that out, and so forth and so forth. And I'm just gonna be doing the same exact thing that I did on the opposite side, guys. I really ain't gonna talk too much on this side, and if I do talk, it ain't gonna be too much about the haircut. Y'all know what it is though. But like I said earlier, guys, please make sure to smash that like button and drop some comments in the comment section, man. Y'all get live in the comment section. Y'all get active. Let's talk. Y'all want to know about these clippers. Y'all want to know about any of these tools. Matter of fact, if y'all want to cop any of these tools, if y'all like the Gamma and Stylecraft stuff, y'all know y'all can go to their website. You can use my code TANK10. But if there's other tools in here that y'all see, you can actually go to my description, and I have everything posted on there that I use, and you can actually buy the tools from there if you're interested. Also, guys, I do want to give a shout out to Illusion. Y'all know I always use, well, not always, but most of the time I'm using Illusion capes. And, I tend to buy Illusion capes pretty frequently. But if y'all guys want to order an Illusion cape, y'all can actually go to their website. I have that website in my description also. You can go to their website and use my code TANK15, and it'll save you a little bit of money also, guys. So, if you want to buy some capes, man, save some money, use my code, and, it's going to help both of us out. Alright, so going back into this haircut, as you can see, this side of the haircut is pretty blended. Now I'm setting in that line, and I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna detail, because y'all know how I do it, guys. Once I set in that edge up line, I like to look at the fade and see what needs to be done. Do I need to clean it up some more? What guard do I need to put on there? And as you can see here, I'm actually using these are actually my texturizing shears, but they work pretty similar to blending shears. So I'm just, getting that line out, and now I'm moving on to the razor work. So we're just following everything we did with that trimmer, making sure these lines look nice and sharp. So the haircut was done, but I did see some discrepancies in the back. So as you can see, I'm going back and I'm detailing. I normally don't film me cutting the back, and I didn't film it this time either, but I did do some detail work, so I decided to film that just so y'all can see, basically what I do in the back, even though this is just me detailing. Alright guys, so check it out. This is how my boy came into the shop looking. It'd been probably about 2 weeks or so. And this is how he left the shop looking. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section, guys. If y'all like this haircut, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure and subscribe one time for your boy. And that's pretty much it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go. Oh, one more thing. Y'all stay tuned, man. Make sure y'all hit that little bell, that post notification, because I am doing a giveaway real soon. So y'all stay tuned, guys. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, let's go.